Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone is cool. I've taken a bit of time to start today, but sorry about that. Let's just start right away, right away. So, if you watched the market yesterday, just a recap of what has been happening this week. We've seen gold drop more than 1,500 pips. It's fallen a lot. So if you're on the right direction, you made money. I didn't trade that market, so I didn't have anything on that. It came too fast, so I didn't have any trade running there. But basically, remember, starting of the week, I was saying I was looking for dollar strength to start coming in. We're sort of seeing it, but at the same time, it's not coming with that much momentum. So if we jump straight into the charts, if I show you what I'm looking at. So I'll start with dollar index. So I hope you can all hear me. If you have any questions, just ask in the chat room, okay? So here we go. So this is dollar index, okay? So remember, starting of the week, I was talking about dollar index at least coming back to this level, and then we break, maybe get that push to 94.5. But we're sort of in a consolidation market. So consolidation markets, we never really see it coming, okay? We just realize that we're actually in a consolidation market. If I show you exactly what is happening, this level. So on the dollar pairs, you can see most of the dollar pairs are within sort of a range. So, and this happens a lot after market moves from a strong trend, and that's what we got on dollar index. So if you zoom it out, if you look at all this, after this strong trend, what happens? It's either market will get that quick correction, or market can enter into sort of a consolidation, and that is exactly what we're seeing. So I'm quite neutral right now at the moment, so I don't have really any bias direction on these pairs. So if you can see, dollar index is sort of, we can be within this range for quite some time, okay? And for those asking, dollar index, you can't really trade it, so we can sort of have this correction within this level. So unless this level is broken over here, unless we get that push to the upside, then I'll be looking for 94.5. But till then, we sort of in that consolidation market. So it's rather you bet on the consolidation than bet on the market deeply correcting. Unless we break that, we'll be seeing the push to 94.5. So looking at the pairs I'm holding, USD card is sort of also, I don't really have a strong bias on this one. So most of my pairs, I'm not really in any direction at the moment. So I'm watching this counter trend line, actually the trend line itself. So I sort of had this channel formation. So according to how I analyze the market, this market already had my 3 bounces, which currently show me that we're supposed to be in a bull market. So this first bounce here, second bounce here, and this third bounce. So that's a good perfect rejection of the market bouncing off this channel multiple times. So what I was looking at the market right now, what is happening here is this push that came here. We sort of got this deep correction, and I'm looking for, see if the market will push further up. But till then, I'm not really solid unless we break above this trend line. So unless we break above this trend line that you're seeing here, then I'll be very bullish on this one. But at the moment, I'm just sitting tight. I'm 50-50. I do not have any bias on this pair, okay? Gbp USD, I've been looking for this short, but it's not really coming, okay? 4-hour chart. I was looking at this sort of wedge formation that I was waiting for market to break. Today morning, we got this strong break on the 4-hour chart at 8 a.m. in the morning. So I was seeing this market continuing to go to the downside. But you're seeing market, what I'm talking about, when sort of that consolidation, go to the 1-hour chart, you're just seeing the market sort of moving sideways. So what I have is this was my long invalidation. So when we break 1.3020 strongly to the downside, then I'll be looking for this market to drop at least quickly down to 2900. That is a target I'm looking at. So I'll be looking to make sure to watch this. I'm not forcing it. Anything that happens will happen, and I'll be watching it keenly. Aussie dollar, for those who trade Aussie dollar, we had that perfect pattern that we're looking at. I remember we covered this last week and on Monday as well. So we sort of have this sideways, this sideways correction or consolidation rather within this expanding flat. That's what I call it. So looking at this pattern, we're seeing this is a very good pattern, very reliable. What we looked at this way back on New Zealand dollar, and we are seeing it also on US Aussie dollar, which now we are targeting this level at 0.7075, this level over here. So a good target. For those who look at gold had that crazy move yesterday, crazy. But I remember we were covering those channel formation that we are looking at. This one. So this strong channel, if you zoom it out, it's also visible on the daily chart. Let's just go to the daily chart. So I sort of have this. We looked at this earlier on, so we got that good resistance at this level. You can see that strong break. We're looking at this daily chart closing as a pin bar closes, but the market is still fresh, the day is still fresh, so I can't really push for that to say that this is a pin bar until the day closes, which can really push this market to continue further up. As usual, we normally say the trend is correct until you're proven otherwise. So as long as we're in this channel, we can still see. I remember on Monday, I think it was on Friday last week, I was saying I was looking for that short-term gold correction when Derek asked me about it. So I was looking at that correction, but long-term, I'm still bullish on gold. So you can still see gold pushing to further highs. Yesterday, it was a lot of panic selling, a lot of people taking their profits. That's why we had that massive, almost 2,000 pip drop from where the market opened. So we opened around 2025, we closed at 1900. So that was a very strong bearish close. So that's what I have, that's what I'm looking at. GBP USD is what I'm paying attention to, and USD CAD for now. USD CAD, I'm looking to see if the pair will go to further up, further getting that push to the upside, break this channel formation, go further up, and then look at GBP USD. So at the same time, I'm not a god, so I can't catch every market. That's why I was saying I didn't catch that gold drop. I was talking to a couple of people on social media as well as on my text, and many people caught that shot. But well, today's your day, tomorrow is another person's day. So you can always respect when someone wins, let them win. Next time it can be you. So I don't chase the market, I let the market analysis come to me. So that's what all I'm looking at. As you can see, I've really reduced my pairs. I only have 3-4 pairs that I'm looking at. That's USD CAD, GBP USD, Aussie dollar, and gold. Only those pairs are enough for me to make a living from them. So that's all I was looking at, and Ken will show you his pairs that he's paying attention to today, and then after that we'll move on to see you guys on Friday. So that's it from me. Peace guys.
So good morning guys, it's on Wednesday, a happy Wednesday in the markets. So obviously we are seeing records in the market. So for us, we've been trading for the last 4 years. We've never seen such volatility, because basically we have never witnessed a big bear market or an economic recession during our trading. We've always read about such things, but now clearly we can see what is happening. So gold, like Caleb said, it's on my watch list. I'm looking at it. I expected the drop. I looked for an entry, didn't find one. When you don't find an entry, just let the ring leave you behind, and maybe next time you'll find it, because obviously markets will keep on moving, and some of these moves will always repeat. So I believe we're still in a bull market long term. This is just a temporary correction. I think ultimately before the end of 2020, gold has to touch 2,300. We could get a correction as deep as 1,650, which are the targets I'm looking for in the worst case scenario, especially if we go below 1,900. But in the event that doesn't happen, then we could get a bull market from this point. But I'm not yet in. I'm not in yet. Waiting for the markets to settle, waiting for the days to settle. Then probably next week, early next week but one, depending on the stimulus packages and all these fundamentals driving this market, I will know how to position myself, and I will be sharing with you how we position ourselves. So besides gold, what do I have on my watch list on my trading? So currently I have oil shorts, and I'm up about $100 or something. I've actually added into my short position just right now after I came into the office. I have sterling shorts. I don't know if Caleb has shorts or longs. I have shorts on sterling, and I also have shorts on euro yen, but clearly I'm being squeezed. So I'll just jump in and go straight to some of the pairs that I'm watching, and then I'll show you why I'm watching them, and we will move on from there. Okay, host. it's working. So some of the positions I have which are currently running. So I have Euro Yen, which clearly I'm down about $60, close to my stop loss actually. Then I have Sterling and I have some oils. You can see clearly I've added some oil just right now. I've sold some more. I expect to make some good money on that if it plays out like I expect. If I'm wrong, obviously I have liquidation points. Anyway, straight to setups. Oil, the first thing I'm looking at on oil. So oil, we're having a temporary, it's just a temporary correction which I think will move all the way to the 40.5 level, at least before we go higher. So if you look at the daily close yesterday, it was a strong bearish close. I don't think there's anyone who'd buy with such a signal on the daily chart. You'd rather wait for a close above the signal, the daily chart, before you buy. So clearly this is a good indicator for sales. And on the 4-hour chart, I actually sold yesterday on the 4-hour chart because of this pattern. So this is called a Gartley pattern, a very reliable pattern where you have the first drop, a correction, and then you have a drop again before now the bull move. Very common in oil. So most corrections, if you look at them in oil, they won't come in one straight leg, and like gold, they'll come in waves, something of the sort, like patterns, which Caleb normally likes to use. I'm not a big fan of patterns, but I'm trying to learn how to use them. So clearly this was the first drop. We had a pullback, and I'm looking for this drop at least to 40.5. If we won't get a bull market from this point and we get a temporary correction on the daily chart, then we could see the markets move as low as 39.5, 38.5 to the extremes. But those are the levels I'm watching. So on the hourly chart, I still think there is some chance to sell on the hourly chart, because clearly this was a break and a retest of the line. If you're wrong, this market shouldn't go above the 42.67, 42.7 level. If this market starts trading above 42.67, 42.8, you'd rather take your cash and run for the sidelines, because we don't know where this market will go. We could get a break of this level and we could rally to 45.5, or we could get a consolidation or something of the sort. The market just shouldn't visit these levels if we are right on this short position. On the 15-minute, what am I watching? On the day charts, So yeah, I'm watching this. On extreme levels, we could get this deep correction to 42.5 extreme levels, but I don't think we should touch 42.8, 42.7. I don't think those are the levels which should be touched. Clearly this was a good point to sell. So this was actually one of the reasons why I scaled into my trades, and I'm looking for this market to come low again, at least before the end of the day, to 40.5 if I'm right, or at least 41, 48, 40.8, 40.7. So that's my outlook on oil. Then I'll jump into, I won't go through gold because clearly there's nothing I'm watching for now. I'm just out seated, and I'm still looking at the analysis and how the patterns are forming before making the next decision. So Sterling daily chart, I think Sterling has some way to go, some way lower to go. I think we'll definitely, the candlestick patterns, the candle structure, and the patterns are aligning for a move at least to 1.2850, which is the next downside target. On the hourly, I'm looking for these markets to keep on falling. I don't think these markets will go above the 1.3120 level, which is my stop loss. So I came into this one last night. I've actually not made any money yet. We're still at break even, but the candlestick pattern, I expected this correction to 3080 before the continuation, which is clearly coming. So if you get this correction to this point, then you could get this drop again to 1.2850. So that's my outlook on sterling. And finally, I can go through euro yen. So euro yen on the daily chart, candlestick pattern, candle structure shows me that I should be bullish, but on the 4-hour it's different. So on the daily, clearly you can see we tried moving lower, but yesterday we closed higher, and if today we close above this, then we could see this markets rally all the way to 128.5, and I think there'll be good buy positions next week, not this week, if you're trying to chase the market. On the 4-hour, what am I looking for? So you can see yesterday we had this first move, a drop which happened earlier in the week, then we had this move. So this was a good signal, a good bullish signal, but I don't trust markets which fail to go above R1. So immediately we had this signal, I thought I should come in short, but clearly you can see I was wrong. So you can see markets are moving higher. Maybe they'll get to my stop, you never know. If I go to the lower time frame, 15 minutes, I think that's the end. If we bypass 1.34, then I think I'll be wrong and I'll liquidate my positions. But if we touch and bounce off that level, which can also happen because London has just started. We're in the first 40 minutes, I think, of trading in London, and this is common. This is very, very common, especially on Euro pairs where you have a fast collapse, a correction, then you continue. So if the 78.6 fib holds, this market could still come as low as the 123.5 mark, which is the level I'm looking for. If it doesn't hold and closes above the 125.5 before the end of the day, you could see this market rally to 126.5 before the end of this week. So that's what I'm watching. I don't have much pairs this week. I don't have many trades. I only have those 2 trades. Actually, the money maker for me is oil. I'm looking to make some good money on that if I'll be right. But in case anything arises, we'll keep you updated on the group. So that's it from me. If there's any question, I can try to go through it. I can try to answer any questions that's posted on the chats. What's the difference between US oil and UK oil? So one is Brent and the other one is crude oil. So I think if you look for the differences between Brent oil and crude oil, you'll understand. But mainly one is produced in the United States and the other now it comes from these other places. But do your research, look for why there is crude oil and Brent oil, then you'll get the difference between crude oil and Brent oil. I've not gone through pivot points, which I don't think I can. What's the time? So I think I can do this. I can schedule for me to go through pivot points on Friday. So that would be nice. So on Friday you can come in expecting me to go through pivots, because actually even on Friday we won't be looking for many of the setups in the markets, because clearly markets will be closing. So I think on Friday I can do that, which would be better. Let me prepare, let me set some things in order, then I can share with you. Let me not just start sharing things without planning for how to share them. As much as I know what I'll be sharing, I'd like to have it planned in a systematic and organized way. Any other question?
Basically,
that's it. Yeah, so there's no other question, so I think that's it from us. We'll see you guys next time. You can invite some of your friends. Okay, we have seen someone asking about a book review on trading in the zone. Okay, we'll think about it, we'll see how we can do it, and then we'll get back to you guys. So that's it. We hope to see you guys next time on Friday.